All right, guys, welcome back to the Philadelphia Union podcast. I'm Zero. Thank you for listening. And on this one, we're going to talk about the first couple games of the season. They're 2 games in now at this point. It is the 11th of March. And all I could say to sum it up is the circus has continued here. And what I mean by that is, well, late last season, the Philadelphia Union kind of fell apart. They barely made the playoffs. They were in position to get a home field advantage in a playoff round and it completely fell down. Nearly missed the playoffs. Only made it by goal differential, I think. And then just crashed and burned right away in the playoffs. So it was a really bad ending to the season. Also losing the Open Cup final the way they did. And just it's carried into this season. It's more of the same for this franchise. I feel like we're talking about the same things I did at the beginning of last season, guys, when I was ticked off. There's no accountability. Players not stepping up. Coaching mishaps. I'll get into more details about all this, guys, but as you can see here, it shows next day news. Union shape, aggression more improved in week 2. Maybe. There were some things I liked about that game. I'll talk about the Toronto game a little bit. I didn't watch the Toronto game because I was at work. So they lost 3-1 in the opener. Not a good result to open up the season at home, especially going on the road for the next 2 games. They needed something in that game. Giving up 2 goals to Bradley. Yeah, the refs did not help us at all, but still, to lose 3-1 is very disappointing. So we needed a result going into Kansas City, and we didn't get it. You can see there we lost 2-0. My first time to see Fabian in a Union jersey playing, Wagner and the like. I'd say I wasn't impressed with Fabian at all. He actually had a horrible game against Kansas City. I know he scored against Toronto from the spot, and he's taken a lot of shots this season, but Kansas City game, I watched the whole thing. He missed a free kick opportunity really close in that he tried to put underneath the wall, hit the wall. He had a penalty. We won a penalty in the game. He missed the penalty. It was saved by Melia. And then he was sent off with a stupid red card. I mean, whether or not he meant to stomp on Johnny Russell, still it's just, maybe he could have done more to avoid. I don't know if he really meant to stomp on him or not. Only Fabian knows, but just I wasn't too impressed with him, to be honest. I expect more from him. Hopefully he will get better, because I was really excited when we signed him. He is a big signing, but he also had another chance in the game too from free play where he got in the box off a flick from, it might have been Corey Burke or something. I don't remember who it was, and he shot it wide. Didn't even hit the target. He just needs to be better. All the money we're going to be paying him and stuff, he just needs to be better for us. So it's 0-2, no points. We're the only team in the Eastern Conference without a point through 2 games. It's horrible. It's the same thing every season. I feel like we're always talking about this. There's no accountability. Then Jim Curtin has the audacity to come out and say Union fans should be proud of their team. We should be proud that we're a 10-year franchise that still can't get it right. We should be proud that we're 0-2 with a -4 goal differential. I mean, I don't get it. What should we be proud of? There were some good efforts by some players in that game. Wagner was decent. Blake did all he could. I don't know. It wasn't good enough from a lot of people. Santos looked like he was pacey, but wasn't really involved in the game when he came on. Obviously, there was an own goal by Jack Elliott. Like I said, guys, the circus continues. Another own goal from us. Some weird calls and just no weird substitutions by Jim Curtin. A weird lineup to begin with. He's trying some new system. I mean, yes, I like having 2 forwards, but Pico... And he brings off Pico in the Kansas City game, for one. Why? Pico was the only one driving the team forward, I thought. He looked like he was trying to spark the team, get them revved up to go forward, and then he pulls them off. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Wouldn't you want Pico to go and run at their defense? They should have been having him run at Graham Zusi and stuff all game. You could beat him for pace every time. I just don't get the coaching moves by Jim Curtin, and then he never has accountability for anything. He never stands up and says, you know what, guys, my bad. I should have done better. I should have done better with the subs and the preparation for my team. He never says that. He always says same things. Oh, we didn't get the right bounces, or, it's this call or something. Or, it was a good effort by the team. There's a few things we need to work on, blah, blah, blah. It's like, stand up and say, we need to be better. We need to do this. I need to be better. Like, there's no accountability in this franchise. I feel like Jim Curtin has something on Jay Sugarman, and that's like why he can't be fired. Because if Sugarman fires him, Curtin's gonna like release it to his family or something. I don't know. I mean, when has he been our coach since 2014? And he survived so much. Like we're losing depth too. The trade of Sapong was kind of weird right before the beginning of the season. And look at Sapong. He's got 2 goals for Chicago already. He's loving it there. I don't think Sapong's going to go on and score 15 goals, but he's already proving to be a decent player for them. Burke, he's definitely our best striker we have. There's another thing. We have no striker depth. And Santos has just come on for 2 appearances off the bench. I was hoping Santos would get some starts up top with Burke, but I don't know. He started Warren Craval last game. I mean, why would he start him and not, And then Jones came on and didn't really impress me. I've been calling for Jones to start. The team looked like they gave up in general after they went down 2-0. It was really bad. Like, where's it? Khan must be injured, huh? I don't even know, guys. I said I live out of market right now, so I don't know all the news. He must be injured, or the coach just isn't playing him for whatever reason, because he would be, if we can get him going, that'd be a huge asset. He started Jack Elliott again. Of course, Jack Elliott got the own goal. I don't know what's going on with this defense right now. It's bad. It's really bad. And Bizo isn't getting a look either. I thought he would play more of the young players. They preach, we're going to build from our academy and play the youth, but then they never play the youth. They barely play it. Play Fontana. Play Jones. Play Mbizo. I know they're playing Austin Trusty, but he's still very raw and makes a lot of mistakes. Hopefully he'll, continue to build. And there's a lot of things in Trusty I like. There's a lot of things I like. So let's just hope he continues to improve. Medunjanin, again, is a liability on defense most of the time. No idea what we're going to do with Montero unless he's just going to be some guy that's going to be on the roster to fill it out and then leave, because Trebilco hasn't even seen the field yet. I don't know what they're going to do with him. It's just like, what are they doing with half these players? Wagner I thought was decent. Wasn't great, but I thought he was pretty good against Kansas City. I'm not going to lie. I thought Pico showed good signs in there when he was in. Again, wasn't impressed with Fabian. Hopefully he proves me wrong here, that he is going to be worthy signing. Still think he can, but now he's going to miss next game. And guys, it doesn't get easier. We go to Atlanta next. They're off to a rough start this season, but it's still Atlanta. They still have way more talent than us. Still Mercedes-Benz Stadium, rocking with those fans. There's every chance we're going to be 0-3. Every chance. Like, we could get wiped out by Atlanta. This could be the game that wakes up Atlanta, God forbid it, but it probably will be. We'll probably lose like 3-0 or something stupid, and then, that'll be it. Like, we would have to go on a nice winning streak at some point to even get back into things. Because then we return home to play against the Crew. That's not going to be an easy game. The Crew are always a solid team. Good system. Good crop of players. An excellent goalkeeper in Zach Steffen. They have a good defense. It's, we could be 0-4, guys. I'm not even kidding. We could be 0-4. Then we go at Cincinnati. That place is going to be on fire. They just got a huge point against Atlanta. That's going to be, all their home games are going to be crazy in their first season, especially. I mean, this is not easy. We have to get something. We have to go to Atlanta and get a point. Like, we have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, but we have to go get something. Because once we went down 2-0 to Kansas City, that was it. Like we just kind of, a lot of players gave up, and we just kind of went through the motions and didn't show the urgency to get back into the game. It's so frustrating to be a fan of a team that you love and just watch them, the way they struggle and the way they give up, the way they're managed, and it's just, why can't we get this right? Why can't we get this right? Maybe we'll go on a nice run of games later in the season like we did last year, but in the middle. But to what? To barely make the playoffs and just get eliminated in the first round again? Like, we got to strive to win a playoff round and continue to improve, not just settle for what we have. Can't be like, oh, our fans should be proud. I'm not proud of this team. I feel like a fool supporting them half the time. People look at us and they think, oh, poor Union fans, It's like, yeah, because we struggle every season with stuff, with weird transactions and the same coach, the same mistakes, the same lack of accountability. I mean, it's very, very annoying. I love this team so much, and that's why I want them to succeed. I want to see them win a cup. I really do. But we're not going to in our current state. I mean, look at this. You have teams that have come in already doing it better than us. You can always arguably say Cincinnati is already at least on our level, if not ahead of us already. I don't think Cincinnati is going to be a playoff team, but you never know. But they're already trying to build a team, a foundation that they can, try and get results and move forward and be a quality team already. And it's just they've only played 2 games. This is our 10th year, and we're still like, what do we really want to do here? They say they have a plan with this youth thing, and then they never play the youth. Okay, so then what are you doing? Like, what are we doing? Like, stick to something. Like, for crying out loud, it's driving me crazy. And Jim Curtin, like, I've tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but at this point, I don't care if he gets fired. It's probably a good thing if he does. Nothing against him as a person, but he either needs to start revving up this team more, so getting them more prepared for games, or at least take some blame. At least stand up and say, you know what, I got to do better, and I'm going to do better for you guys. I'll at least respect him more if he does that. But no, he says things like we should be proud of our team at being 0-2 with a -4 goal differential. No points. The only team in the Eastern Conference without a point through 2 games. Yeah, I'm proud. I'm real proud. I can see not all the players are trying their hardest. I'm not going to point them out, but it's just, I get it. It's probably really tough to keep playing for a losing franchise. You want to build a winning culture. That's what we want to do here. We have so many tough games early in the season. Like, look at this. At Atlanta, then we go home to Columbus, at Cincinnati. We must be thinking 3 points in that, even though we're on the road. That's an expansion team. We should be beating them, right? Probably not. Home to Dallas. Dallas are not going to be easy. Then away to LA Galaxy. It's like, this is the only game on there. Like Montreal after that. That's like the only game I look at there, and I'm like, well, we should get 3 points in that one. Will we, though? You don't know. So much parity in this league, which is a good thing, but there's a lot of teams in the Eastern Conference that are improved. DC is probably even better this year. We have to see more from teams like NYC, New England, Montreal, to really see if they're improved more. Toronto might be improved already. Orlando have a couple draws, right? I don't know. I don't remember the standings exactly, but we have Atlanta on the 16th, 17th, yeah. So that's coming up on Sunday, and we could easily be 0-3, and it's so frustrating because we need to get a result there. Atlanta's struggling. They only have 1 point so far. They are not finding it very easy under Frank DeBoer right now, but we're not finding it easy ourselves. 2 struggling teams. Should be interesting. Are Atlanta ripe for the picking? Can we go there and, surprise them and get the 3 points? I'd like to think so, but I don't believe it's going to happen, guys. Don't be surprised if the Union get blown out in this game. Don't be surprised. And I know I should have more confidence in my team, but it's very hard when they don't instill you with a lot of confidence season after season. I hope, maybe by the next podcast, whenever that is, that the tune has changed, that, maybe we have a streak of good games going and results and points and some good play from Fabian and the like. And, we could talk about, maybe we can move up. I predicted them to go 4th in the East if they stayed healthy, if, everything went right, basically, they could finish 4th. Well, everything's going wrong, so there's every chance we could finish in the bottom 3 of the East if this continues, which would be devastating, absolutely devastating. It's just a frustrating franchise, guys. I mean, I support them 100%. We'll live and die by this team. I'm not going to switch my allegiance to anyone. I actually switched my allegiance to the Union when they came into the league, because I was a Revolution fan. But I was born in Philadelphia. I'm a Philadelphia sports fan through and through. And once the Union became a franchise, I was 100% all in with the Union. And I have been since day one with this club. And I will be till the day I die. It's just, you just wish, they could do more for us. There's only so much I could say, to really even try and put into perspective all this, but it's been a frustrating ride to this point, not just this season, but as a general with this team. There's, I like the fact that they want to do the youth movement, but if they aren't going to play the youth, then why say you're going to do that? I want them to play the younger guys. I want Jones to play, Mbaizo, Fontana, McKenzie. I want these guys to be playing. I like what I see from Wagner. I like a lot of things I see from Trusty and Jones. But they aren't gonna play the youth, and then they need to get it right with the players they do have. Let's just see what else is on the news docket here. Stuff about the Steel. Back to work after a tricky match in Kansas City. Bedoya on the Union setback at Sporting Kansas City. I could visually see Bedoya frustrated in this game too. Rightfully so. No, there's Jim Curtin. Don't even want to listen to anything he has to say right now. Not really. Austin Trusty. Austin Trusty did save a goal on this play there. That was right. It was a Busio who was trying to go in there. I mean, they had a 16-year-old kid, or was he 15? I think he was 15, Busio. He was out playing half of our team. Like, that's just ridiculous. And Busio looked pretty decent, but he was all over the place, and he was, being outplayed by, our veterans. I mean, he was outplaying our veterans. How sad is that? Jack Elliott's own goal. I mean, it's a comedy of errors here, guys. Every season, I feel like, like I say, the circus continues. One day, hopefully, it'll come to an end. With us finally, putting forth a solid foundation here. At this point, I'd almost be willing to have Aurelian Collins starting just to give us maybe some stability back there. Because right now, Elliott and Trusty are not doing it. We've leaked in 5 goals already in 2 games, and it could get even worse going into Atlanta next. With Fabian out, where are the created chances going to come? Who's going to start in that position? He's probably going to start Ilsinho, even though Ilsinho's more of a bench player right now. He won't give a start to Fontana or Aronson. I know that. He won't. I mean, he'll probably start, I don't even know. He'll probably start Warren Craval again, Medunian, Bedoya. He might go back to the 1-forward system for this game to try and sit back and counterattack like he always likes to do on the road, and then give up 2 goals and then eventually, bring another forward and try and get back in the game too little too late. That's probably what'll happen. we'll sit back early on, counterattack with Pico and Burke. And, we probably won't get much possession early on. There were some good spells of possession in the Kansas City game, but not enough of it. Not enough chances created. Just not enough in general. Losing 3-1 to Toronto. I know I haven't talked much about the Toronto game. That's because I didn't see it. I only saw some highlights. I didn't get to sit down and watch the whole game like I did the Kansas City one. Hopefully I'll get to sit down and watch their game against Atlanta. Or do I want to, actually? Sunday, I don't even know if I'm working yet on Sunday, so hopefully I'll be able to watch it. If not, I might do the... here's my Twitch here. I got my Twitch up still. I forgot that was up. But I might get ESPN Plus just so I can watch their games out of market easier, because it's hard to get streams otherwise. And I watched the Kansas City game on ESPN Plus on a free trial. So I might get it for a month and just, I won't be that interested in watching more and more MLS games if the Union don't do well. I feel like when the Union play well, I'm so keen on watching tons of MLS games no matter what teams are playing. Because I'm just the Union are doing pretty good, so, I can actually enjoy the other games. But when the Union are doing awful like this, which they do a lot of the time, it makes watching other games hard, because I look at other teams, I'm like, dang, I wish we were like that. I wish we had these players or this coach or, whatever. It's you envy other clubs, and it shouldn't be that way. You should be envying your own club. There are things I do envy about us, but not enough. Come on, Union. Put in a good performance against Atlanta. Even if we lose, at least go there and attack and put in an effort for 90 minutes and just show that you care, and make some good decisions, Jim Curtin. Not only with the starting lineup and the system, but the substitutions that you bring in as well, and who you're bringing off. Have a knack for the game. Said bringing off Pico in this last game had left me scratching my head. I was why? He was the only one pushing forward. But and Elsinho was usually pretty effective. He had some good touches when he came on. Like I said, he's good off the bench. I don't like Elsinho starting. I love him coming off the bench, though, especially at this point in his career. He's 33, 34, something like that. Need him coming off the bench. I hope he doesn't start him against Atlanta. No offense to you, Elsinho. I love you, but I think you're best suited to come off the bench right now. You're great in that role. And so he did in this last game. But again, who knows who Jim Curtin's going to start. He could start a different center back in there. He could start Craval again. Could start Burke and Santos up top. I don't know. He's going to do all these different tweaks and twerks with the lineup, and are they even going to work? Who knows? Who knows, guys? But when this team clicks and they possess the ball well and they create chances, they're a fun team to watch, no lie. A lot of games last season, I really enjoyed watching this team play. But when we're just bad, we're just really bad, and it's comical. I was literally laughing when the Jack Elliott own goal went in. I was like, well, that's to be expected, You just come to expect these things. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Poor Andre Blake almost saved that penalty, too. He got his fingertips on it. Guessed right. Imagine if he saves that penalty. And, the trusty play, too. Like pushing the guy and creating the penalty. They got to be smarter decisions here. We know it was a foul. You clearly pushed him. It said he pushed him. You could read his lips. When the camera panned to Trusty, he said, I pushed him. Yeah, I pushed him. Well, yeah, you did. Don't push him. Like, the player feels two hands, he's going to go flying down. He even feels one hand, he's going to go flying down. Just trust that your defender, your goalkeeper is going to get in the way, or get yourself in a better position. Then I'll even have to do that. It's like just a comedy of errors here. Trust these, PK that he gave up, and Fabian's red card, and Elliott's own goal. It's like, how many do we have to talk about each game? It's like, what is he like? Jim Curtin just, I don't know. He needs to get better from his players. Jamiro Montero, there he is. Will he play in this game against Atlanta? Maybe he starts in there. Who knows? Who knows, guys? I don't know anymore. I'd like to think I have an idea what I'm talking about with the Union, but maybe I really don't. Because it seems like this franchise doesn't know what they're doing. But let's put these first two games behind us. Unless it's a long season, I still have hope that things will turn around and we will be in a good position at the end of the season. But it starts now. We got to start now. Other teams have started quickly. Almost everyone else in the league has a point. I think us, San Jose, and I'm trying to think who else might not have a point yet. Vancouver, I think, are the teams without a point so far, and that's it. So we need to get on the ball now, and it starts against Atlanta. I guess there's not really else much more to say, guys, on this one. You can tell I'm frustrated, I know. If you're a Union fan like me, you're going to be frustrated too. I share your pain. It's every season like this. Some good things sometimes, and a lot of bad things, though. But we need to go to Atlanta somehow and get a result. I'm hoping I can watch that game. I really do. I really want to go see how we perform there. How do we rebound from this? How does Jim Curtin prepare the team this time around? If we go down 1-2-0, that's it. Like, it's just like we can't do that. We can't keep doing that. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody that does come in and listen to these podcasts at all. It's obviously the Union is something I'm passionate about, so I'm bringing it to the channel. I do a lot of gaming on the channel, a lot of music stuff, and obviously I'm a huge Union fan, passionate about soccer, passionate about this team, so definitely wanted to bring this just to voice my opinion, even if it's only one person listening, and also try and bring more people that might want to check out the Union, which would be kind of cool. I mean, you guys are welcome. If you're not a fan of the Union and you happen to hear this, or you just know of them and you're not really sure, just give them a try. Yeah, we might not be the glitz and the glamour club, but we're definitely a youth. We have a really good youth system. We have a great looking stadium, some fancy kits, and some quality players. So some of our players are really good, and we need more of them. That's the problem. But let's just hope that we can start playing the youth more too. That's what I'm calling for. More youth, play them, develop them. Let's do it. All right, guys. Hope to see you on the next podcast. I'm Zero signing off now. So till next time, 0 is the number. Cheers.